Hey, what's up there, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer55551, and I am back with a video review. And for this one, I'm going to be taking a look at Obsidian Entertainment's Pentiment for the Xbox Series X and S. I'm playing this on the Xbox Series S via Game Pass, though. It is also worth pointing out that the game's also available on the Xbox One and PC via Steam, and I do believe PC Game Pass as well. And if you're interested in any gameplay footage, I'll have a link down in the description down below, or you can click on the card that will appear up on this video so you're watching this on YouTube. And for parents out there, it's worth pointing out that Pentiment is rated M for mature audiences only, ages 17 and up by the ESRB rating system. Hopefully I'm saying the name of the title correctly and all. But anyway, when people think of the video game company Obsidian Entertainment, there are several games that people recognize them for. They're creators of the series of Pillars of Eternia, if I'm saying the name correctly though, to the original Fallout, to even the makers of Fallout New Vegas, which many consider to be one of the best Fallout games out there, to even 2019's The Outer Worlds, which was like Fallout in space to a certain degree. This came out before, Starfield is supposed to come out though. The game made its way to the PS4, the Xbox One, and of course in 2020 it would also make its way over to the Nintendo Switch. Now, but then when Microsoft purchased Obsidian though, we learned about several games that they were working on. Obvious one they announced was The Outer Worlds 2. The other one is Evolve, if I'm saying the name correctly, which takes place in the same universe as Pillars of Eternia. And based on what supposedly is the only one trailer that we have seen so far, though, it seems that looks like it's kind of going to be borrowing stuff from Bethesda's, Skyrim or Elder Scrolls series, though we'll have to see how the gameplay turns out with that one, though. But what was interesting back in last year was the fact that they were working on a title that not everyone heard about until they announced it during the Xbox Showcase, which was basically a game called Pentiment. It was basically a smaller title from the developers, though, and it was a very interesting title when they announced it, though. Judging by the looks of it, it had it's a medieval settings and everything like that. It looked like the art style to it. To the gameplay was a complete departure for those who enjoyed the games like The Outer Worlds and all. And after spending some time with Pentiment, I would say that Pentiment is definitely a fun game, though, but I can also understand how it may not appeal to everyone out there, particularly with its gameplay, though. So why don't we get started with the pros and cons, and we'll start off first with the pros, though. And the first one has to do with the art style of the game. One of the unique parts about Pentiment that I do like is the hand-drawn 2D art style. The game basically has, if you see some of those old medieval scripts or sculptures or any of those old medieval paintings, though, where you see in a museum or anything like that, that's what Pentiment is. And it is a very unique art style they decided to go with, and when they decided to develop this thing, though. It also kind of reinforces the argument that video games can be an art form, which is technically true, and sometimes art style can sometimes make up for any graphical bells and whistles that a AAA game may have every now and then. So in terms of the art style, though, I definitely like what they did in Pentiment, though. The next thing is the part that has to do with the writing, and I will say the writing is done pretty well in the game, though. Basically, it follows, the story set place in a sort of medieval, European setting and everything like that, and it's also part of a sort of a murder mystery in a way, though. It's done very well and all. I mean, yeah, there are a couple of swellings here and there. I mean, one character tells the main character, pardon my language, eat shit and all that stuff, but it adds to the style, to the type of the game that they are aiming for, though, and it definitely works and all. So in terms of the writing, I definitely do enjoy it, though. I think it is really good, though. And last but not least is the gameplay, though. The best way to sum up Pentiment's gameplay is that it kind of falls into the whole point and click type of games though. So if you played certain games, like whether it's games like Leisure Suit Larry or Monkey Island or Sam or Max or The Walking Dead is sort of a good example though, you'll see that there is some similarities to it. There are some differences here and there, but it follows sort of the kind of approach you see in a lot of point and click type of games though. And there are those who like those type of games, and those games can be fun. Every now and then. Some of them may require you to do certain puzzles, like help a bunch of ladies, knit certain things, to helping like a blacksmith, iron down some horseshoes and all, to even when you're engaging in a conversation and eating dinner, you have to pick certain foods to continue the conversation. And of course, there are choices and consequences, and depending on your choices though, they may end up hindering or helping you in a way though, to be exact. So the gameplay is enjoyable, and it's great for those who like those kind of point and click type of games though. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to part 2, which is the cons. So we'll take a little break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of my video review of Pentiment for the Xbox Series X and S. It's also available on Xbox One and PC, and it's also on Game Pass and I believe PC Game Pass. So now that I gave you the pros though, why don't I give you the cons? And there's really only one con I could think of though. And a lot of this is going to come down to your preference and taste though. Now, as I mentioned though, the game is enjoyable, and I do want to point out it's great. It's going to be great for those who enjoy those point and click type of games and everything like that. However, at the same time, that sort of can also be the con to it as well, though, and that is point and click type of games are not going to appeal to a lot of folks. There are those who are going to like those type of games and all, but being that this is a point and click type of a game, some folks may not like it, some folks may be. Basically, if you're coming in from after playing like the Outer Worlds, expecting the next big thing for Obsidian though, you might be a little bit disappointed with this title, since it's definitely may not appeal for everyone though. And this one is definitely a bit more on the niche side though. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing though. Niche titles can still be good and all, and they could be like hidden gems every now and then. I do believe this one is sort of a hidden gem to a certain degree though, but I can understand how this game isn't going to appeal to a lot of folks. So yeah, it is a point and click type of a game. Those games may or may not appeal to a lot of folks, and it really comes down to your preference and taste and all. Overall, I would say Pentiment is definitely a fun and interesting title from Obsidian Entertainment, and it's one worth taking a look at, especially if you have Game Pass though. At its best though, the art style to the game looks really nice. It has that medieval look to it and everything like that. The writing and the story is done very well, especially for those who might be into, like murder mysteries and all, basically set during a medieval setting. And the gameplay is definitely fun, especially for those who are into point and click type of games though. At the same time, at its worst though, is the fact that it is a point and click type of game though, that may not appeal to a lot of folks. Like I said, there are those who are going to like those type of games, and there are those who may not though. So if you really are not a huge fan of point and click type of games, whether it's Leisure Suit Larry or Walking Dead or Sam or Max or Monkey Island and all, then I think you're going to have a hard time basically enjoying those type of games. So being that it's point and click, it's going to be the type of game either you like or you don't. But in either case though, I definitely like some of these smaller titles from a lot of these developers, whether it's Obsidian or Tango Games with the recent release Hi-Fi Rush and all. It's nice to see these developers do something small every now and then though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am looking forward to the Outer Worlds 2. I am very curious to see what Evolve is going to be from Obsidian Entertainment, but there's nothing wrong doing these smaller titles every now and then, though. Yes, those who are coming from the Outer Worlds expecting Pentiment to be like that kind of game might be disappointed with what they see, though. But for those who enjoy the point-and-click type games, though, will probably enjoy Pentiment and all. And since it's on Game Pass and everything like that, it does, like I said, gives you an opportunity to at least try the title out and see if it's something that clicks with you or not. So in either case, though, I do think Pentiment is a fun game, though, even though I'm not a big point-and-click type of a person, though, and I would definitely be down with seeing some more of these smaller titles from Obsidian and all. Again, I'm looking forward to Evolve and Outer Worlds 2, but I don't mind smaller titles like Pentiment. Every now and then, it helps with the Game Pass library, and it's nice to have something small, these smaller titles, as you wait for that big release, big like AAA release or something like that. Okay, this concludes my video review of Pentiment for the Xbox Series X and S, being played on Series S via Game Pass. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about Pentiment in general? Do you like these kind of point-and-click type of games, though? Do you want to see more of these smaller titles on Game Pass, whether it's from Tango Games or Obsidian or any other studios? To be exact, though, is this the kind of game that interests you in any way and all? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinion? As always, sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you do like this video, I hope you hit the like button. I will appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications of any new videos I put up. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to, and feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video, assuming you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then.